So, from your experience, what are some of the common mistakes? I mean, we see lots of buildings that have already been constructed, and then you can tell where things have gone wrong. And from your experience and from what you observe in the home building sector specifically, what are the common mistakes that you see that are being done?
Okay, I think the biggest one, is people don't involve engineers.
That's the cry from all professionals.
Yes, like they want to take up the role of the engineer, architect, project manager.
Yeah.
And I think people undermine the importance of having, obviously it depends on how big the project is, then maybe some of these things can drop off. But I think it's good to have an engineer on your project.
Yeah.
Because they can oversee some of, or they can give you advice on some of the issues that you might face, and they'll give you advice, even help you choose the contractor, because then they know what type of requirements they'll be looking for in a contractor, because they're in the field.
Yeah.
So because you want an experienced contractor, it's just as important as all the other steps.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one thing that's overlooked.
Yeah.
People, and then also another mistake that people make is, although it ties into the fact that they undermine engineers.
Yeah.
But I think also, so when you're choosing a contractor,
yes,
you first start with, you make sure that you have a team of consultants.
Yeah.
So you have your electrical engineer, your architect, your mechanical engineer, your quantity surveyor.
Yeah.
So all these people will be able to input into and contribute to the successful completion of that project.
Yeah.
So obviously your first step would probably be, you create your client's brief.
Yeah.
And then after you've created that brief, which basically tells the group your vision, what you want, the type of feel of the house. So by that time, at least you should have information on your plots, your plot size, and maybe even just, maybe even a survey, which you can then give to your architect and your engineer to just give an initial input. So after they've done that initial input, then your architect will come up with your drawings, and then also come up with a site layout, which will tell us where the services are. Also, in the initial stage, you would also be looking for, are there any services on that plot?
Yes.
So then you can figure out.
So when you say services, you mean like water, electricity. Yeah.
So that you're not disturbing what's on the property, and then you know how to route everything from your house into what is already existing, if need be, or if you need to create something new.
Yeah.
So so that will be done in the initial stages, which is the key information for later stage. And I think people don't also do. And I think this is where, sorry, I'm an engineer, so I'm just going to be talking about engineers, but these are some of the things that the engineer will tell you, okay, they'll ask you, are there any services, or how is the land sloping? So they look at the drainage system. So to answer your question, I think people overlook having a complete team on a project.
Yes.
They want to just do everything by themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.